Presenting Jason Blaha, Strength and Fitness, and once again it is time for my client Ted's Conjugate vlog. But a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like down below, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed or following, please do so, and if you'll be kind enough to drop me a comment down below, I would appreciate it so much. Thank you. All right, so Ted started the week off with a floor press. For his max effort work, we did 245 on the floor press. Then for supplemental lift on max effort upper day, we did axle bar floor presses for 3 sets. We did the strict standing press, weighted pull-ups. We did JM floor presses, and he did incline curls. You guys will see all the footage here. We've been working him on the floor press a lot lately. We feel like he gets a lot out of it, right? We get a lot out of it. Now he is officially going to start doing some meets. He's done obviously lots of other sports. We talked about it. He's like, yep, I think I want to start doing some powerlifting meets coming up. So I'm also wanting to get him benching more and more wide. I want to get that bench up a little bit more. He will most likely be doing, the class similar to his body weight. We won't probably do big water cuts for now. But again, he's weighing about 190. It's a very lean 190. But you guys have seen a lot of his other lifts, like the shoulders and triceps are really good. So I want to get that wider grip, benching stronger, and build his chest up more for that. Because again, you guys have seen him strict press 205. Like he's just doing rep work right here with 155. We've seen him incline 227. So again, the shoulders and the triceps are plenty strong, but we need to bring the chest up. But again, he's done a lot of other sports, track and field sports, martial arts, things like that. But we have decided when he was doing all this, he pretty much knew when he came to me to coach him, he would probably eventually jump into powerlifting. One reason we're messing with the conjugate stuff. But again, here we've got weighted pull-ups with, I believe, is that a 55 pound? I need to check the notes. But again, we do them from a dead hang. And again, we use this to build his lats. We obviously do some rows, but you guys know I have most of my people live on pull-ups these days if they're capable of doing them. We want to get real strong at weighted pull-ups. So notice all my strong benchers. You guys remember guys like Doug, right? I had Doug benching double his body weight in comp. You know, he was living on weighted pull-ups. Like he was able to do on a parallel grip, he could do 5 with 90 pounds. Right? But here we see the JM floor presses at play. So again, triceps are plenty strong, but we still train them a lot because he's still doing all his pressing close grip. So the stronger we get his triceps, the better, even as I work on eventually him getting used to a little more wider benching. We've been mixing some of it in with the speed work. So again, the idea here, we do need to continue to build the chest and build the chest out of the bottom of that bench. But again, we always do bicep work for him. You guys have seen all the shirtless update photos. Arms are overall a strong point for him, so are delts in general. His back has become one, so now we just need to get the chest really caught up on the upper body. Obviously, his legs are doing great. Really, hamstrings, though, are probably his limiting factor on a lot of stuff. Low back to some extent, but hamstrings. He's got plenty strong glutes from all the deep squatting he does. So really at this point with a lot of what we're looking at is hamstrings, pecs. These are the things that do need to come up more and more. But we still work all this stuff and we keep the curls in because, we look good, right? Curls make us look good. All right, I think this was, I believe it was 415 or was it 425? One of those. We hit a camber bar squat in the low 400s. Very happy with this. It was a PR. Then we follow up after that with safety bar good mornings. We've been running the cambered bar, but we've kind of maxed those out. Right, and we're getting a little bit of some overuse of inflammation and stuff in the adductors, so we want to rotate movements at this point, right? We want to rotate these movements around. It would behoove us to do so. So again, changing some stuff up to change those stressors a little bit. But here, the safety bar good morning. Honestly, this builds the cambered bar too. If you guys remember, when I hit that 500 again. When I was running Conjugate this last time, I hit a 500 camber bar, and I was doing a lot of these with the safety bar going into it. It still builds the same muscle. It's just the ratios are a little different. It's a little less. It's going to be a little less hamstring, a little more back, particularly more upper back, due to the moment arms involved with that. With the handles and the way that it sits further up the neck, right? That's why you need that big pad and everything there, right? Then we do additional quad work in the form of these pendulum squats. He obviously goes all the way down, comes up from a dead stop. Notice one reason he squats really deep and he's fast out of the bottom. This is why, right? We're building really serious quads here. So again, the depth matters. Like if you want quads, you want glutes, you need to do this stuff deep. right? Don't let anybody convince you to half rep that. It doesn't matter what you're going to do in a meet later on your big squat. If you want the quads, this accessory type work needs to be as deep as possible. Ideally, you want as deep as the knees will go, right? For something like this. Now, obviously, if we're out pushing sleds and other stuff, that changes a little bit. But that's a totally different beast in and of itself. So then after that, we do other posterior chain work. We do glute ham raises. We do reverse hypers, all of this good stuff that we know Team Blaha is known for. You know, all my power lifters, if they have access to this stuff, we use it. And he has access to them, so we do glute ham raises. We do reverse hypers. You know, the stuff that we need to do to build those big deadlifts and everything. The stuff you guys don't see me doing at the moment because I'm doing my old school type training. But we can always work these things back in. All right, then we finish up the week with the 2 dynamic effort days. We do speed bench with bands, having him rotate grips just a little bit through this. Again, speed work is always light. We run a lot of band tension light weights. People look at them, oh, that's like 100 pounds. It's like, yes, it's lightweight, guys. It's lightweight because it needs to be very, very light. In fact, it's less than 100 pounds. I think it's something like maybe even 75. I need to double check, but I think it's about right. What we have on there. I don't have all my calculations and sheets in front of me. All right, then we do a bunch of similar stuff to what we do on the other day, but we're not doing the floor press. This is where we put his incline work, right? I want to leave the incline in for him because of, again, the delt and the tricep strength needs if he's for when he does do a lot of close grip still. This carries over extremely well. Then, of course, we I put in the axle bar rows here because we don't have them for the other day, so it's good to just put them in to see that we do them. We don't just do pull-ups for him right now. There's a lot of varied back work because we're not doing back like I do like 3 days a week. So again, axle bar helps build grip, right? Helps build grip later for his deadlifts, but axle bar pen leg rows are one of my favorite, back exercises that builds grip. If your grip is failing, this will absolutely fix it. I used to use this to get my deadlift grip to hold really well up in the 600s. You guys remember at that time I was doing tons of these where you see the same thing here with Ted, right? Stuff that I've used for things like that, we of course still use for clients. The thing is people say, why don't you do that? Well, because we can't do everything all at once, guys. We only have so much training energy, only so much recovery, so we got to put stuff where it counts. But in his case, we want to bring that grip up, we want to bring the forearms up. This gets it done. And then we finish up the dynamic effort lower. You'll see the speed box squats this week. You'll see speed conventional deadlifts. If he's in a hurry, he doesn't have time to set up bands. There are a lot to set up on the squats. So we can just do it raw. We have calculations and numbers for both raw weight, as percentages of the maxes, as well as when we run band tension. I have full formulas for that, showing my guys what weights I want them to do. And then they can just set it up depending on what they have available, or what's working for their schedule that day to get everything in. So again, giving guys like him those options help. And then of course we do speed pulls against bands. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.